Guys, listen, listen. See, it was yesterday, yeah? It was yesterday that I finally reached my conclusion about these housemates, yeah? See, yesterday, watching all that chaos that unfolded in the house from morning to evening, guys, it was yesterday I finally concluded that these housemates, yeah, whoever selected them literally had to go to Yaba left. Yeah, a psychiatric ward to go and handpick them one by one to come and participate in the season. Because do these people look normal to you? Do they act normal? Tell me. Do you think they are normal at all? Ladies and gentlemen, oh my goodness. Yesterday was complete chaos in Big Brother's house. Like, the way when you're looking for the literal definition of it went from 0 to 100, yesterday was it in its entirety. These housemates went from 0 to 100. From arguing about indomie noodles, just indomie noodles, from arguing about that to the whole thing escalating to a game of revelations. Yeah? People asking questions. Oh, what did you do last night? Oh, what did you say about me? What did you say about that one? And then tempers were flaring and they were arguing. And you know the weirdest part of it all? They were not fighting, no. They were not, guys, for real. They were not fighting. They were not fighting. They were just arguing. Guys, Jesus. The arguments were so much, like, it felt like my ears were going to bleed. Even when we had our YouTube live conversation, it was still going on, but then they had to go for the arena games. And after the arena games, they continued from where they stopped, but it was quite brave. But guys, these housemates are not normal. They are not normal. And again, there was also the part where they are arguing and then boom, DJ or Big Brother or whoever would just play one crazy tune, and they would just take a break. It's like a break in transmission. They'll just take a break. They'll run. They'll go and dance. They'll twerk. They'll do everything. And then when the music stops, they'll come back again and continue from where they stopped. You know what, ladies and gentlemen? We're going to get into this video, right? And we're going to spill all of that juicy tea because there was a lot that was revealed. Now, I told you all during our live conversation yesterday that everything that was talked about, everything that was exposed, right? To us, the viewers, they were not new. I mean, at least for those of you that have been following up with all of my video updates, yes, because I've been updating you all back to back, yes. So for us, the viewers, almost everything that was said was not new. Yes, we've seen it all, we've analyzed it all, we've heard the conversations, we've dissected it, we've analyzed everything. Yeah. So for those housemates, or let's say for a lot of them, most of the things they heard during that whole session was quite alien to them and was quite shocking. Yes. So seeing their first reactions to all of this crazy gossips and all of this crazy information, guys, it was priceless. And that's exactly what we're going to be dissecting on this video. We're going to run through all of them, how it all started from the kitchen to what's it called, to the garden, and then to the lounge, and back again, guys. We're going to look at all of it, all right? And hey, I urge you all to watch this video to the end. This video might be a bit lengthy, yes, but don't worry. I'm going to try as much as possible to summarize, all right? So please watch to the end. Don't skip out on any part so you do not miss out on anything. And before we get right into it, you are especially welcome to my channel. My name is Glory Elijah. This is Frankly Speaking with Glory Elijah, and I am the girl with the tea. Now, without further ado, we dive right into the rest of the video. Okay, so, ladies and gentlemen, the drama started when the housemates had just finished their weekly shopping, when the winning team who were in charge of the winning shopping were preparing to take over the kitchen from, I think, Monday. Yeah, they were preparing because, of course, okay, not Monday really. I think Sunday night after the head of house challenge, yes. So they were preparing to take charge, right? And just as they were preparing to take charge, the existing winning team, that's team Meat Base, they were also looking at transitioning, in other words, clearing out the kitchen of their remaining food supplies. Yeah. Now, what they had done during this week was the food supplies that they had actually shopped during their own weekly shopping last week, they had divided it into 2 portions. So some of it they kept in the head of house lounge under the watchful eyes of the head of house herself, and thankfully her guest Kuture was also a part of the winning team. Yeah, so it sort of created some balance, right? So they still had surplus food in the head of house lounge. So they had sent for the head of house to bring it to them. Kuture had brought it to them. So they were now sharing it in the kitchen. Now, whilst they were sharing it, they miscalculated. And in fact, specifically, Kuture, no, not Kuture, Coin was the one that actually miscalculated. He thought that they did not have enough noodles in the house, right? He thought that they had just 1 noodles, like 1 carton of indomie noodles left. So he now decided that, okay, since there were 14 in their team, they were going to share it first. Like each team member is going to get 1 pack of noodles, right? And then what is left, they will now properly share it to the whole house. Because normally the way they've been doing this entire week, anything they prepare for the whole house, the winning team takes double the portion. Yeah. So that was what he calculated. But then his calculation was wrong, because normally the way they do it, they don't even buy noodles during their weekly shopping. Why? Because the company, the brand itself, supplies the house free noodles. So even though there's no food in the house, the one thing that is always a constant is water and noodles. There's always noodles. There's always soft drinks. There's always water. There's always noodles, right? So Coin did not calculate properly. Yeah. And so he started sharing the noodles. And that was how Jason J came into the kitchen. I noticed that they were actually sharing noodles. So he was taken aback and was wondering, like, okay, I don't understand what's going on here. Why people sharing the noodles? And they explained that, and that they're carrying their remaining food stuff out of the kitchen, so that when the winning team now brings in their own food supplies, everything won't mix up. And Jason J was not having it. Even Dede too, she came to the kitchen and she was not having it. In fact, a couple of other people came to the kitchen and they were confused as to why, you know, the meat-based team felt the need to share the noodles amongst themselves. Like, it doesn't really make sense, because noodles are free for everybody, because even though there's no food, at least you know that there's noodles for you to just go and, you know, get a quick snack and just prepare something for yourself immediately. So that's started the first argument. And people were arguing and arguing and arguing. And you know, the thing about these housemates is once they start arguing, it almost never ends, because nobody wants to pipe down low for the other person to actually explain their own side of the story. So everybody is talking at the same time. And then the person that's actually making more sense cannot even make proper sense, because everybody is talking at the same time. Now, from noodles, it graduated to sausages, to other things. Now, it turned out that Joanna had 4 sausages, 2 for herself and then 2 that somebody else had given to her. So she had kept it in the fridge. It was Isabella. So Isabella already sliced the sausage and Joanna went, packed it all and threw it in the trash. That one happened. So the conversation was just going on and on. Like, it was beginning to build up. People were still arguing about why the winning team for this week would want to go and be sharing noodles. It doesn't make sense. So they started returning the noodles. Like, they even started collecting it back from their teammates that they had given it to before. But it did not die down the argument. Why? Because it was at that point in time that the likes of Thelma started talking about people that steal food in the house. So now it was in the process of Thelma talking and explaining something. She then mentioned Kaikumi's name as a point of reference to buttress her point. She was like, oh, take for instance now, I say Kaikumi, give me XYZ, and that happened. Now, Kaikumi was there. He heard his name, but he did not understand the context in which his name was mentioned. So he went to Thelma and was asking her, why did you call my name? What happened? Now, all Thelma could have done was to simply explain that, oh, I was just explaining blah, blah, blah. So sorry, it wasn't like I called your name for anything bad. But because there had already been an altercation between Thelma, Isabella, and Ortega on Thursday night after the pool party over meat, where Thelma was insulting Kaikumi that he's a weak guy, he doesn't know how to control his woman, he's always coming to her for advice, but then he still always runs back to Isabella's bed, and both of them, they had a fallout, like they were no longer on good terms, right? So because of that altercation, Thelma did not feel the need to explain why she had mentioned Kaikumi's name. So instead, she went into the attack, was, you know, just flared up and was attacking the guy. And the guy too was attacking back. And before you knew it, both of them were insulting each other. And before we knew it, he called her dumb, because Thelma was really insulting the guy. Like, she was calling him some very derogatory names, like, please get out. When he comes to me, you want to come and talk to me. Go and show your power to the person that you are with. Go and meet Isabella. Don't come to me. Blah, 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 blah. And guys, it made me wonder, like, what is it with Thelma and Isabella's relationship with Kaikumi? Why is she so pressed? Like, at every given opportunity, she will jump on that ship. She will jump on that relationship. It's like she's angry that those two are together. And Kaikumi was not having it because of what Thelma did. And by the way, that whole altercation with Ortega on Thursday night, it was none of Thelma's business. I've told you all this thing from day one, that Thelma creates the dumbest fights in the house. She has no reason whatsoever to fight with anybody, but just to get cheap highlights, she would just jump into fight, inherit beefs and whatnot, just to create that tension and to have a reason to exchange derogatory words with somebody else. And that was exactly what she did again on Thursday night. She needed an opportunity to get into a fight with Isabella, and that was exactly what she did, butting her head into Ortega's issue with Thelma and thereby insulting Kaikumi along the line. So Kaikumi was so irritated, and he was like, you know what, you just get out, because every time you're always calling Isabella's name. I don't understand why you're always calling her name. What did she ever do to you? So she insulted him. I can't remember what she insulted him, and he was like, you know what, you're a dumbass, get out. And he walked away, and Thelma was like, I'm a dumbass, right? Okay, you stole K-Bobo's bread. Bam. That was how she dropped the bomb. That was how she dropped it. She just dropped it like that. And you know, there were a lot of people in the kitchen. And the guy was shocked. She said again, yes, you stole K-Bobo's bread. You stole his bread. You're calling me a dumbass, right? I wanted to keep my mouth shut, but now you called me a dumbass. You stole his bread. Oh yeah, explain to him how and why you stole his bread. Guys, the whole kitchen scattered. Everybody was talking at the same time. Everybody was talking at the same time. And Kaikumi was so pissed, because for him, he was like, I don't understand. Were you not a part of the plan? Were you not part of people that also stole the bread? And Chapa was really defending herself. She defended herself to the point that when she was done with cooking what she was cooking, she went outside to the garden and left Kaikumi to handle his issues. Now, the whole drama was going on inside the house. And I was kind of expecting K-Bobo to, you know, go and fight Kaikumi, because when he was accusing Mensen of stealing his bread, a lot of people were telling him that it wasn't Mensen, but he refused to listen. They told him that he owed Mensen an apology. He refused to apologize, but later he apologized though, and they made peace, and they are good though. But I was kind of expecting him to, you know, jump over to Kaikumi and like, bro, what's up? You were there. You acted like you didn't know shit. So he was laughing. He wasn't really saying much, but he was asking questions. Okay, fine. I want to know, was Isabella aware of the fact that you stole my bread? And Kaikumi said no, that Isabella was not aware, that it's just now that they're having this argument. She came to ask him if it is true, and she said yes. And the reason why they are all asking is because that day, aside K-Bobo that was shouting and harassing and fighting Mensen, Isabella's voice was the second loudest. She was shouting, and she was very sure that it was Mensen that took the bread. So everybody wanted to know if she was covering up for her boyfriend Kaikumi, you know, by joining forces with him to accuse an innocent housemate. But then Kaikumi kept on clearing the air that no, she was not aware at all. But it did not stop the conversation, because Kaikumi too got really mad, and he started exposing people that were involved in the plan. And so it turned out that it was a well thought out, orchestrated operation, a joint operation for that matter. And so he pointed out Thelma that Thelma also joined in it because yes, he stole the bread. They asked him why. He said it's just to cause chaos in the house, not like he was going to eat it anyways. He said he stole the bread, but he informed Thelma. Thelma also carried the bread and hid it. And she dropped the bread on Sabrina's bed. So Thelma was in on, guys, when I did the video, I told you all that Thelma was in on it. I told you all, yeah. They also mentioned Bright's name. Kumi said that Bright was the one that stood as the lookout guy when he was taking the bread. And the way he took it from the microwave where Kebabo kept it, Kebabo was in the kitchen, Manson was there, Isabella was there. He just walked in, Bright saw him, but he told Bright to look away and do something funny so that the attention is taken away from him. And that was how he was able to move the bread. And the moment he dropped that information, guys, Bright shouted, "Hey, I did not know, why would you say that?" That one too wanted to hide his own tracks. Guys, as this whole thing was going on, everybody was shouting. Denari carried his hands on his head like this, like, this kind of madness is happening in this house and I don't even know what's going on. And then they also mentioned somebody's name. They mentioned Victory's name. Kaikumi mentioned Victory's name, that he told Victory about it and Victory was cool with it. So about 5 people were actually involved in stealing Kebobo's bread without Kebobo's knowledge. And that day when that whole fight was happening, I mean, guys, if you cast your mind back now to recall the countenance of all of these people that have been mentioned as accomplices, their reactions, Lord have mercy. I have no words for that. After the spillage, the investigations started. Investigations started from inside the house to outside the garden, you know, because people had asked them to go outside to the garden. So they had carried themselves outside and the questions were flowing, investigations was going on, and Kaikumi felt attacked, right? I mean, rightfully so. He felt attacked. And he decided to also sort of expose Victory. And I now mentioned that Victory has been hiding XYZ in people's boxes. He didn't mention what in particular. And, you know, because of how heated the argument was, at some point I was scared that they were going to fight, but they were not fighting. They were just busy, you know, just throwing words around. And so, Dede took up the role of game master again. And that was how the housemates got into that their revelation game. The game that they played earlier this week that scattered a lot of relationships and broke a lot of tables. They started the game again. And this time around, Jason J said he wanted to ask Koyi a question. That since Koyi broke his own table, that he wants to break Koyi's table. And that was when he asked Koyi that, okay, the other night, you went to sleep in Sultana's bed like her husband. You went to sleep in her bed like the husband, yeah? And then you put her the conversation. Can you tell everybody what that conversation was about? And guys, I was thinking like, so what exactly is this conversation? And you see, the funny part in this whole thing is everybody does not know yet that Koyi and Sultana kissed. Jason J, I don't think he knows yet. It has not been mentioned. And I was so pained that in all of their shouting left and right, in fact, even in that moment that Jason was trying to disgrace Koyi, I was kind of expecting him to say it, but he did not say it. And it thing pained me because I'm like, this was a very, very juicy opportunity to completely destroy everything, like completely. So Koyi was explaining himself, but he wasn't really going direct. He was saying a lot of things, but he was not going direct. And Jason J was so excited. The guy was literally jumping around. And you see, let me tell you this for a fact, yeah? It was very obvious that the reason he asked Koyi that question is because he was trying to cause a rift between Dede and Koyi. And you see, this is where these housemates get it wrong about ships in the house. You know, they have this mentality of when they see a guy and a girl together talking all the time, in fact almost all the time, they just assume that they are a couple, that they are an item, right? And it just doesn't really make sense. They just couple them up instantly. So Jason J thinks that Dede and Koin, they're potentially about to date, and he's really pained about it because for him, Koin was the one that destroyed his relationship with Dede, so he is also going to return the favor by doing the same thing, by, in other words, exposing Koin to Dede that, oh, this guy that you're spending time with, he actually has something going on with Sultana, the same girl that I am currently talking to. So that was what he was trying to do, but Dede was completely indifferent. Our own was, let the drama flow, let the chaos happen, you know. So Koin did not specifically answer the question directly, but he kept on giving so many explanations, and he said that was what they were actually discussing, that they weren't even discussing relationship, they're just discussing random things. I said, okay, oh, but Jason J was not satisfied because for him, he felt like Koin was being a coward. Koin was not, you know, coming direct with the answers, you know, so the whole thing was now escalating and escalating and escalating. Now, I think at that point, Sultana was not there at that point, so she was inside the house. So Rude Boy had to go and call Sultana and Big So and one other person that were inside the lounge. He ran inside as he went to call her. He said, people should come outside though. People should come outside. Come and hear this gist though. Nobody must miss this gist in this house. Everybody must hear this gist. Yeah, people should come outside. So those ones too ran outside. It was at that point that Sultana heard Koin trying to explain himself, and she too now was not trying to explain, trying to clear the air. But everywhere was rowdy once again. Nobody was hearing anybody, and it just did not make sense. I forgot to mention that before the housemates shifted from the food argument, Ortega had brought up that whole incident that happened on Thursday night during and after the pool party. You know, the whole thing that transpired between himself and Kai Kumi and Isabella, also including Thelma. So, he was being accused of hoarding food. In fact, a lot of the housemates that felt marginalized on that day, that did not have enough chicken to eat, they felt cheated. So they were accusing him of hoarding food. That every time they send in food and meat during the pool parties, he's always going to go and hide some. And then he'll now grill a few and now give people just a few pieces of it. So the guy was really angry and he was shouting. And then he said, the next time anybody will accuse him of hoarding food, that he's going to beat up that person and then he's going to go home. He'll take voluntary exit and go home. Guys, see here. I was laughing so hard. I was laughing so hard because it was just so ridiculously hilarious. It was hilarious. But anyways, back to the revelations game where the housemates were exposing each other, you know, on things that they had said and things that they had done. The whole Koin, Sultana, Jason J conversation, it was not headed anywhere at all. So the conversation shifted. It shifted to Sultana and Dede's situation. Yes, the whole Sultana peeing in Dede's box. Ladies and gentlemen, hey God, it was Sultana's audacity for me. Her audacity to ask Dede why Dede would think that she peed in a box out of spite. Because at this point, I think people that had told the housemates to go and get back into the house, they had a task that they were preparing to go for in the arena. So he had told them, before he had told them they had 10 minutes, then he had told them to go inside the house. So whilst we're preparing to go into the arena, that was where Susanna said, wait, that she has a question for Dede. Audacity, with so much audacity and boldness, she just came and was asking that why will you say that I did what I did out of spite? So Dede was kind of confused, like, I don't understand. What do you mean? You said I peed in your box out of spite or something. So Dede was like, when did I say it? So she was getting really impatient. She was like, you know what, let's wrap it up. When did I say it? Tell me right now. And then she was asking everybody, oh, if you heard me say such a thing, please raise up your hand. And guys, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be honest with all of you. It pained me that Dede was even trying to clear her name, that she did not say it. Because for me, I'm like, what flipping audacity? You did what you did, and you're coming to come and confront me why I would say, even if I did not, but you're coming to come and confront me that why would I say you peed in my box out of spite? I don't understand. If it wasn't spite, what was it? you know. Now, different people that were witnesses there, they came and they cleared the air. There was Doris, there was Zita, who finally cleared the air. Even Isabella too, they cleared the air that no, that Dede said that Sultana peed in her box, and then somebody said that was out of spite. But Sultana was still, I don't spite you. I don't even think about you that way. If I spite you, there are so many ways I can get you. I won't pee in your box, but there are so many things I can actually do to you. And I really wish that Dede caught that part, because it seemed like she did not catch that part properly. Because Sultana said it, and for me, the moment I heard her say that, for me, this girl is still cooking up a lot of diabolical things to do to that girl in that house. So, guys, I was so pissed, because I'm thinking, you are the perpetrator. You are the one that committed that diabolical act. And you're still the one that is coming with so much flipping audacity to come and ask why I would think. I don't understand. Are you supposed to be able to control my thoughts? He did what he did to me. So I should be able, if I have the right, I have the liberty to think about that situation in any direction, because I am the victim. So the fact that she even went to go and be confronting Dede, Jesus. I said, nah. This girl's audacity. Dede needs to cook up a plan on how to handle Sultana in that house. Otherwise, that girl is going to trigger her to the point where she will really get out of character, and it's going to be in a very, very bad way. Because it seemed like even the way Sultana was talking to her, she was trying to provoke her more. And in a way, it almost worked, because Dede was getting really aggravated. It wasn't even funny at all. Now, just when I thought that the drama was going to end there, it did not. Because these housemates had gone into the arena for their sponsor task. And by the time they came out, they had continued again from where they stopped. It was insane. It was madness at this point. So, at this point, they were addressing Victory's triangle or square or whatever he has going on, and Sultana decided to destroy all the tables. Ladies and gentlemen, Sultana dropped a bomb. Victory, of course, was distressed, because he was trying so hard to explain a lot of things, to explain the situation, to explain this and that, and there was something he had said that actually triggered Sultana. So Sultana stood up and started explaining her own side. According to her, because Victory was explaining that he has never told any girl in this house, I love you. He has never told any girl in this house anything affectionate like, oh, I love you, I want to be with you, No, that he has always been serious and straight from day one. There was a way he was trying to clear his name. And that was when Sultana had literally exposed this guy's ass to the whole world. She had revealed that Victory did not only tell her, I love you, he also told her he wants to marry her. God. Somebody you just met in Big Brother's house, you want to marry? Oh, babe. You want to marry Sultana? You know, yeah, the moment Sultana dropped that bomb, Gigi Jasmine almost lost her mind. She almost went mad. She literally stood up and like, I can't believe you. I can't believe you. She was like, get him away from me. Get him away from me. They have scattered everything. And you see, that part was so ridiculously hilarious, because you could tell that from the events of the past few days, Jasmine was still sort of nursing hope that she and Victory could be together. She wants to be with that guy, whether by death or by life itself, I don't know. She wants to be with that guy by all means. So when she now heard that, there's a possibility that Victory probably said the same thing to her. I'm not sure. But she felt so betrayed. She felt so deceived. And she was crying. God. The moment Sultana exposed all of those things, Victory, Victory, Victory was shocked. You know that thing affected Victory's life in that house the entire evening. During the party, Victory did not dance. So he was not dancing. He was not having fun. He was behind the bar. Like the guy felt trapped. Like it was like his life ended at that point in time. Because later on, he now went to go and be talking to Joanna like, oh, you feel so depressed. You feel so bad. Joanna was now advising him on how to pick back the remaining pieces of his life. Oh, God. Ladies and gentlemen, anyways, let's continue. Now, another reason Sultana had decided to expose Victory, like completely, was because instead of threw jabs at her, he was being hypocritical by talking about her own situation in the house, forgetting the fact that he also has his own situation with her. Now, there was also another angle that Sultana came from. Like, she made it, I don't know, okay, I think she actually explained that she had told Gigi Jasmine that she was going to do what she did because of what Victory did to Gigi. Now, for that part, I don't think I believe her entirely because, ladies and gentlemen, we all watched the show from the very beginning and we saw clearly that Sultana was really playing her own game. Yeah, she was playing her own game. She was very unremorseful about it. She knew that Victory and Gigi had a situation going on. So her accepting and, reciprocating Victory's gestures and his advances, that was her playing her own game. And the only reason why she's actually exposing the whole thing now, to my understanding, also because of what I watched on TV, is because she doesn't want to be seen, in public as that type of person. When she was doing it in private, it worked for her. She enjoyed the attention and she was enjoying the game she was playing. But then the moment Gigi, Doris, their friends, they confronted her, in a way she did not really express remorse. But now that it's the whole house that's talking about it, she's now deciding that, okay, you know what? I'm removing myself from this. I need to vindicate myself. And that was exactly what she did, But I really enjoyed that particular moment because, oh my God, it was the way Victory turned weak for me. Like, the guy probably did not think that he would be exposed in that manner. Now, whilst that one was even going on, there was Imisi. Imisi was saying that it was Dede that told Coin about Sultana and Jason J's kiss. And if she's claiming that, what that means is she's saying that Dede was the one that gave Coin the ammunition to embarrass Jason J during the first Revelations game that now led to the destruction of Jason and Dede's friendship. I don't know if you guys understand, because initially that was what Jason was saying, but after Jason had a conversation with Mide yesterday morning, a lot of clarity was gained and Jason J realized that he actually fucked up big time. He realized that he had actually been harsh to Dede, and he was even telling Mide that they would need to have a conversation to resolve all of their differences, So Imisi now carrying that kind of information, that felt like she wanted to instigate stuff. So Dede and Coin, they literally went to confront her like, okay, what did you say? Where did you hear this from? Why are you saying this? And Imisi now, I've noticed every time she's caught in the act doing something, it's either she will stand and defend herself, or when she notices that she has been caught red-handed, she'll walk away. She will avoid the conversation. And that was exactly what she did. She walked away. She avoided the conversation. So, ladies and gentlemen, back to the other main group now. The drama continued. It continued because there was now the question of why Kumi called Bright a bitch, that resulted in him getting physically violent with Kumi. So the speculation was, oh, is it because of Mide? So Kumi literally had to be swearing by God's name that no, that he did not have a fight with Bright because of Mide, that yes, he likes Mide. In fact, the only time In fact, Mide was even saying that, oh, the only time Kayikumi tells me he likes me is when alcohol is involved, when we are in the party room and whatnot. Guys, Isabella heard that one. She was angry. Even during the party, she did not want Kayikumi to even rock her, to even dance with her at all. Like, everything was just having a ripple effect. You know, it will happen here, it will affect this one. Ladies and gentlemen. And that was how the chaos went on and on. Bright and Kayikumi, they were literally going at it. They were arguing in each other's faces. Until Big Brother told the housemates to prepare for the party before they now tried to die down the matter. If not, guys, I was very sure that these housemates were ready to drag this matter till midnight. But thankfully, Big Brother stepped in and they had to put a halt to everything. But you see, yeah, as much as the whole thing was chaotic, ladies and gentlemen, I thoroughly enjoyed it. And as I told you all from the start of this video, most of the revelations that they shared, right? These are things that a lot of us, the viewers, actually know already, especially for those of you that watch my videos. You already know these things because I've analyzed them already and shared them. But the shocker was for the housemates inside the house, because remember, I always tell you all that with these housemates, it doesn't matter if they are inside Big Brother's house. Most of the time, a lot of them don't even know what's happening in and around the house, except gossips and speculations float around the house for them to catch. A lot of them are left in the dark of what's happening in that house, for real. So the shocker of most of all of these revelations were majorly for the housemates. And so their reactions, guys, was just quite worth it here. So I'm going to stop talking here now. This video has become too lengthy. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. How did you feel whilst that whole drama was unfolding? Share your thoughts in the comment section and I will see you guys on another video. Thanks for watching. Have an amazing day. Bye.